Well, folks, another scandal has exploded involving the Trump administration, and it almost seems like a pattern is forming here where these Trump officials advocate for one thing, but in their private life, they do something different. I mean, we had Kristi Noem and the allegations of her extramarital affair and what her husband does in his personal time. That's an entirely different conversation. We had Lori Chavez DeRemer, the former labor secretary, resigning recently over allegations of an affair of her own and harassment. And now we have this. A top Trump terror official has been exposed on a sugar daddy website. And let me make something clear. I normally do not care what people do in their private time, in their bedroom. You do you, doesn't affect me, have at it. But in this instance, I take particular issue because, number one, as I said, the Trump regime advocates for, certain marriage or certain families to look a certain way, and then they do stuff like this. But also, number two, somebody who works in the Department of Homeland Security and in the terror field in the federal government could easily be compromised by a foreign agent with money, and they wouldn't even realize it's happening, and that could possibly be a reality here. So let's get into this one. It is truly a wild story. Please make sure to subscribe down below, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about all of this, and let's get into it. There's Donald Trump with the DHS person who's involved in this story. A Department of Homeland Security Secretary Deputy Assistant for Counterterrorism has been accused of picking up men on a sugar daddy website. Julia Varvaro, 29, allegedly had a profile on Seeking.com, a site that is often used by young, attractive singles looking for older, wealthier partners to help fund their luxury lifestyles. The profile, which was under the name Alessia, said its owner worked for a government agency and offered seductive sophistication. Whatever that means. And that government agency was, of course, the Department of Homeland Security. Not good. And this is the story from the Daily Mail. There's wow. This is a photo that was apparently part of it. Crazy stuff going on here. And this is Julia, who ran this page and has photos of her with Donald Trump and Kristi Noem on her social media profiles. It used the same photo as Varvaro's Instagram account and described Alessia as flirty, fun, and fond of sultry spaces, as well as drawn to a masculine man who's attentive, protective, and quietly playful for mutually beneficial experiences. I told you it was going to be a weird one. I told you this is a weird one. The profile was revealed by Varvaro's ex-boyfriend, an older executive and divorced father, identified by the Daily Mail as Robert B. The two met on a different dating app, Hinge, and he spent $40,000 on her over the course of 3 months, including first-class trips to Aruba and Italy. The relationship ended after he refused to spend even more on her, according to text messages he shared with the Daily Mail. He has since filed a complaint with the Department of Homeland Security's Office of the Inspector General, exposing the alleged Seeking.com profile. And here she is with Kristi Noem. And once again, if you were doing this and you're just an average American who works a job and this is the lifestyle you want to live and you have a willing participant, have at it. That's, again, just do not care. But when you're working in the federal government, it's an entirely different ballgame, where it genuinely can put the United States at risk, 100%. The complaint warned that Varvaro, whose social media profiles feature photos with Trump and Kristi Noem, was under financial stress and alleged that her actions pose a security risk. Totally. Reached for comment by the Daily Mail, Varvaro denied having a profile and chalked up the allegations to a disgruntled ex. Quote, "We were together in an exclusive relationship. We went on vacations. I don't know what the problem with that is. I did nothing wrong. This is just a mad ex-boyfriend putting crap together." Now, her profile was soon removed after the outlet first contacted Varvaro, and the Daily Beast has also reached out to her for comment. In his Inspector General complaint, Robert wrote that besides vacations, he had bought her Cartier jewelry and expensive handbags, despite not wanting a sugar daddy relationship. He alleged that Varvaro told him previous sugar daddies had paid for her college education and bought her $40,000 worth of jewelry. A former CIA officer told the Daily Mail that if true, allegations of this relationship and unreported income are serious issues for DHS security personnel that needs to be resolved. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the potential security breaches that this opens the United States of America up to is unfathomable. And she's just downplaying this as, oh, it's not true. It's a disgruntled ex, except there are text messages, there's a profile and all this stuff. And this also connects to a story that I just saw the other day that is wild. And it speaks to the MAGA universe, the grifting of the MAGA base. We learned from Wired that they spoke to a med student in India who made thousands of dollars by duping MAGA fans by creating a blonde AI influencer named Emily Hart. And this account racked up hundreds of millions of views, millions of followers from these MAGA men who've been duped by a fake AI blonde girl who they put a MAGA hat on. For example, this is one of the videos that they posted. It is so obviously AI. I mean, this is so obviously AI. And yet so many people fell for it and made this med student a bunch of money. And there's a story behind this as well. The 22-year-old aspiring orthopedic surgeon from northern India got some money from his parents, but he says he spent most of it subsidizing his licensing exams, and he's still saving up to hopefully immigrate to the United States after graduation. So he started searching for ways to make additional money online. Sam, who requested a pseudonym to avoid jeopardizing his career, tried a few things with varying degrees of success. He made YouTube shorts and sold study notes to other med students. It wasn't until he started scrolling through his Instagram feed that he landed on an idea. Why not make an AI-generated girl using Google Gemini's Nano Banana Pro and sell bikini photos of her online? But when Sam started posting generic photos of a beautiful, scantily clad woman on Instagram, he was dismayed to find that none of the content was hitting. He turned to Gemini for advice. If you create a generic, attractive woman, you're competing with a million other models, it said. Sam says he presented Gemini with a few possibilities to open his model and make it stand out. And the chatbot selected one in particular, the MAGA conservative niche, referring to it as a cheat code. Plus, it said the conservative audience, especially older men in the United States, often has higher disposable income and is more loyal. So last January, Sam created Emily Hart, a registered nurse, and Jennifer Lawrence lookalike. On Instagram, they went under this username, Emily Hart Nurse, and Sam started posting photos of her ice fishing, drinking beer, and shooting off a few rounds at the rifle range with emoji-laden captions like, if you want a reason to unfollow, Christ is king, abortion is murder, undocumented immigrants must be deported, POV, you were assigned intelligent at birth, but you would identify as liberal, and a clown emoji. Though Sam has never lived in the United States, he became a student of MAGA ideology. Every day I'd write something pro-Christian, pro-Second Amendment, pro-life, anti-abortion, anti-woke, and anti-immigration. The grift seemed almost too obvious, but to Sam's astonishment, he says the account blew up. Every reel I posted was getting 3 million views, 5 million views, 10 million. The algorithm loved it. Emily Hart had more than 10,000 Instagram followers, many of whom also subscribed to her softcore AI-generated content on OnlyFans, or I should say the OnlyFans competitor, FanView. And between the subscriptions and selling MAGA-themed shirts, Sam estimates he was making a few $1,000s a month. So this is just another example. And there are more pictures in this of like the videos that Sam was making of this AI-generated woman. I mean, look at this. This is insane. And these are the views he was getting. 18 million views. That is insane. And you can see that most of the audience was in the United States, of course, because this is a fake MAGA woman, and 85% of the audience was MAGA. This is what's going on in MAGA. I mean, like genuinely. And it's so frustrating for me. Because, and I think for you too, because we always have these MAGA people preaching about religion and, family and all this stuff. And then the MAGA men are getting grifted into giving an AI-generated model thousands of dollars per month. That's what's taking place in MAGA. The same people who will tell you that being LGBTQ plus is a sin, the same people are also on these websites, going on these dates and getting, their vacations and stuff paid for. It is insane what's taking place. It is crazy. And I would normally, again, no problem with what you'd want to do in your personal time, not affecting me. But when it's coming from these people who pretend to be the moral arbiters of truth, they know what's right and anything else is wrong. When it's coming from people who work in the government, then I have a big problem. Then I have a major problem. So look, I will leave the video there. These are just a couple of stories that came out of the MAGA world recently. Please make sure to subscribe down below, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about all of this. I can only imagine what you folks have to say in the comments. I'm excited to read it. Have an amazing rest of your day, and we will talk soon.